Kabal is about to fall. This is, as the hell, it ain't gonna be pulling people out of there with helicopters. They should have had their asses out of there. Dumbasses. I guarantee you, it's gonna be another Benghazi. I guarantee it.
Afghanistan by September. The terrorist group now controls the majority of the country.
These people they have no conscience. They're evil. And now they're going to control an entire state. It's insane.
The Afghan government still has American support, but some U.S. officials fear unless something drastically changes, the government could collapse totally within a month. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox 5 News.
Authorities say a young man killed.
Afghans have been forced to flee their homes since the end of May. There have been fears that the Taliban would again impose their brutal, strict, and repressive interpretation of Islam, forbidding girls an education and women the right to work or even travel outside of their home unaccompanied by a male relative. They also carried out public executions, chopped off the hands of thieves, and stoned women they accused of adultery. 80% of those displaced are women and children, but experts contend there may be some hope if the Taliban do regain power.
Could it go back to the way it was 25 years ago? I just can't see that happening. You can't uneducate millions of people. I will say, though, being able to, if they're back behind walls and not, able to go out as much, at least they can now educate their cousins and their neighbors and their own children in a way that couldn't have happened 25 years ago.
Now, recovery efforts underway. And the Taliban speak to news agencies saying life is expected to return to normal as of Sunday. More details coming up, but first, our top story. President Joe Biden comments on the ongoing efforts in Afghanistan and the Taliban offensive taking over the Middle Eastern country as the U.S. and its allies withdraw from the region. This Saturday, the president sent out a statement as the Taliban continue to take over cities surrounding the Afghan capital city of Kabul. Biden confirms that he authorized 5,000 troops to continue the drawdown of U.S. troops and allied personnel. This as an additional 2,000 troops as first mentioned by the Pentagon as of Friday. Additionally, the president stand by his decision to withdraw troops from the region, claiming that in the 20 years America has been involved in the region, the United States has committed to defeat forces that caused the September 11, 2001 attacks. He says that ever since, the U.S. has, quote, been in the middle of another country's civil conflict. 1 more year or 5 more years, U.S. military presence would not have made a difference if the Afghan military cannot or will not hold its own country. Any action on their part on the ground in Afghanistan that puts U.S. personnel or our mission at risk will be met with swift and strong U.S. military response. Police tightened security in Kabul on Saturday as the Taliban offensive continued to close on Afghanistan's capital. Insurgents have captured much of the north, west, and southern Afghanistan less than 3 weeks before the United States and the NATO coalition withdraw the last of their troops, raising fears of a full militant takeover or another Afghan civil war. The Taliban have captured all of Logar and detained its provincial officials. Hoda Ahmadi, a lawmaker from the province, said on Saturday. She said that the Taliban had just reached the Char Asib district, just 7 miles south of the capital city of Kabul. According to Munir Ahmad Farad, a spokesperson for the provincial governor, the Taliban also attacked the northern city of Mazar-e-Sharif from several directions, setting off heavy fighting on its outskirts. Meanwhile, at the Afghan,
which was tied in 2019 and 2020, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration added that the last 7 Julys from 2015 to 2021 have been the hottest on record. Officials maintain this is the worst place to be, pointing to climate change as the catalyst.
The nation labels the Lambda variant as one of interest, with research saying it may be resistant to vaccine immunity. It is also believed to be of higher infectivity. Right now, the dominant strain in the United States is the Delta variant, with trends showing that hospitalization among children under 18 are on the rise.
Well, we've got the Delta variant, we've got the Lambda variant, and I guess the next one will be Delta Lambda Nu. Starting to sound like a sorority house. Criminal records has something going on over here. All these people lined up. They must be buying tickets or something.
Never happened to me. And oh, you're the best thing you got right. Never happened to me. Let's take my check. Take a short break.
Can't talk for crime.
Can't go out and play in the rain.
My best woman, she loves me, and I love her too.
Nope, I ain't going nowhere. We've experienced climate change. It went from hot and muggy to wet and cool.
Pickups from the 2015 through 2020 model years. Also included are some previous generation Ram 1500 pickups, known as the Classic, from 2015 through 2020. It's the second major recall of pickups in the last 2 months for the same problem. Stellantis says the airbag inflators in the pickups were contaminated with moisture during a supplier's manufacturing process, and the metal canisters holding the inflator can rupture at any time. One inflator has already done so, but Stellantis says there have been no injuries. The company says it will notify customers when they can schedule service.